In Salesforce, we have the ability to customize the records that we see on the detail screen, as well as the records that we see when we're editing, the fields that we see when we're editing a record. And Salesforce provides a very robust tool set to give us the flexibility to change what fields we're displaying here, as well as um, display different fields for different users and also for different types of records. So we're going to go into some detail on how you can decide and customize the fields that you're showing based on the logged in user's profile, as well as based on the record type. So let's jump in here. The first thing that we're going to do is go into settings and setup. And we have to understand two concepts here. The first, and we'll just go over to the account and show you this. The first is we have to understand record types. Now, we have three record types that are set up: a household account, a large gift account, and then an organization. And two of these come by default, I think, with the nonprofit starter pack, and I've added a large gift account here as well. And record types give us a lot of flexibility, specifically related to the types of fields that we're showing on the record view. So if I go back to our record view here, if we create a new account, you'll notice that it defaulted to large gift right away. I wasn't able to choose the other account record types. And the reason why is that we have some permission things to look at real quick. And I'm logged in as a system administrator. So what we'll do is we will go into the system administrator profile, and we're going to scroll through this incredibly long list of settings for a profile. And you'll notice here it says record type settings, and it says large gift default. I'm going to edit this. And what this is doing here is saying which record types does this profile have access to. And what I'll do is I'll add the other two record types here, and I'm going to save that. Right away when I do that, if I go in and I click to create a new account, I now have the option to choose one of those record types. And usually we do a little note here like this, so we know when to choose which record types. And so if I create a large gift record type, or actually let's do an organization here, then it's going to show me the fields related to that record type for the logged in user's profile. So again, I'm logged in as system administrator. So if we go back to our object manager, and we go to account, and we go to record types, we can change the page layout assignment here. And so this is listing the page layout assignments. Let's go ahead and edit that. And we'll scroll down to our system administrator. And you'll notice here that for the organization record type, it's set to the account layout. Well, I want that layout to show the organization layout. So I just changed that, and now when I hit save, if I go back and refresh and I choose a new account and I choose organization, it's going to show me a very different layout which has things like last gift amount and first gift date and these nonprofit starter pack fields that I wasn't seeing before, and now I see them. So then the question is, once we understand which layout that Salesforce is choosing, now the question is how do I choose the fields for that layout? And we can actually click on the layout here. So I just set this one for system administrator. And so I can actually click right there on that layout, and it's going to load that layout. And now I can just go ahead and drag fields on down here into the section. So there's multiple sections. You can create a new section, drag that down, and give it a title. And you can decide if it's going to be two column, which we usually do, and the orientation is left to right by default. And now I can pull in fields in the left column or the right column into this section. Further, I can customize that field to specify if it's required or not. This is really the preferred place to decide if a field is required or not, because many times we really want to require a field on maybe, let's say, a large gift donor, but maybe not require it on a small gift donor. If we require fields in our fields and relationships here, if I say I want this account source to be required, I edit this and I check the box to say required. Oops. I need to go to a different field. If I want the account site to be required, and I edit this, well, that's a standard field. Let's go to a custom field. Okay, so one of these custom fields here. If I'm going to require this field, okay, well, these are all managed fields from the Nonprofit Starter Pack. These are bad examples. Let's create a new field. This is just going to be a test field for us to see. So if I test, great, awesome. I guess we can require fields, and it just depends on the type of field that we're choosing. Let's say org phone number here. Okay, so always require this. The reason why we don't usually require fields at the field level here is because for this issue of different record types, different classifications, I guess, of information will cause us to require fields or not. So this example of a phone number, maybe we really, for a large donor, we really want this phone number. Maybe for a small donor, we're okay with just an email address. So we usually don't require fields here at this level. It is a better practice to require those at the page layout level. And so, for instance, if we wanted to require this description to be filled out, we can edit this and we can make it required. And once we do that, then you'll see there's a little asterisk now, and it's going to require us to fill that out when we're in this layout. Okay, so I hope that we can start to see here the power of being able to use, via the page layout assignments, decide which layouts to show for a particular record type and the logged in user's profile, and then further to then decide what fields we want to show in that particular layout. Again, we can drag fields on to the layout, and now we have a description here. Maybe we actually want it in the description section. So if I hit save and I go back to and create a new account that is an organization, then we'll see that description field here. So very powerful, very flexible, and a tiny bit confusing. People get confused with this issue of trying to use this page layout assignment and which layout is being displayed. One quick trick is that if you are in an account and you're wondering what layout is being displayed, you can actually go and edit the page. And this brings up the Lightning App Builder interface. And we can go ahead and click into that record screen, which is actually the layout. And we can see here that we're right now displaying the account layout. Further, we can actually change the assigned page layouts here if we wanted to show a different layout for this particular logged in user's profile. And I think that's what we wanted to cover here today. I hope you have a better understanding of how to use page layout assignments to decide which layout is going to be shown for a particular logged in user.